What?
A pillbox hat. A pillbox hat. Just Google pillbox hats.
Okay,
We're
we're
on.
live.
It's live.
Live.
Okay, good afternoon. It's David Celine, Robert Spitz, Carla Weiss, and Ercon from Drive. I wasn't even going to try to pronounce your last name, Ercon, because I know I get it wrong. So, welcome, everybody. And today we're going to talk about the upcoming Drive Expo. Probably one of the biggest events coming up in the industry that pertains to management training. We're going to have a trade show floor, which we have many popular people are going to be attending. Bolt-On, Auto Vital, Shopware, TechMetric, Fullbay, Santander Bank, Easy Pay Finance, Payment 360s, O'Reilly's, AAA, and the list keeps going on and on and on. I can't even remember all of them that are going to be there, but it's going to be such a big event and a lot of exciting stuff. So let's kind of just talk about the expo a little bit. So Bob, I know you're helping on putting some of the topics together. Can you give a preview of what may be coming up at the expo, what new and exciting things, maybe old topics, but a new way to look at them, and things that we'll be talking about at the expo this year?
Well, yeah, there's important points that you can't discuss too many times. Going over them is vitally important. Of course, inflation is on top of everybody's mind, and we have a whole presentation on that, on inflation, and also exit planning, and we have a bunch of topics that we have built special expo style workshops for, and they're going to be delivered throughout the weekend.
Yes. So now one thing about this, one reason why you want to attend the expo, these are special expo only trainings. They may be incorporated into Drive curriculum and trainings later, but these are all designed especially for the expo, get the new, most relevant material out there, and to help your shop advance through whatever struggles it may be having out there.
Yeah, one of them that we created that's brand new is crisis management. How to manage your business regardless of what crisis hits, and they hit. We're coming into hurricane season, and
are you sure we're short on crises these days, Bob?
Yeah,
not just climate-wise,
inflation is its own crisis, and that's a separate workshop. We're talking about just the everyday crisis that everybody hits, and we have a great workshop on that, how to manage your way through a crisis.
Yes. So now, but as we're talking about the expo and everything, Carla, you and Bob have been with Drive the longest, and as a consultant, what do you like? What do you see about the expo, what the attendees get out of it, things like that?
I like seeing everybody. I think that is so cool when you get to actually meet everybody in person and, give them a hug and chat and be able to hang around and just see their happy faces and the excitement, and especially now that we haven't had an expo for 2 years, it's even more significant, like it's like lost friends.
Yeah. And David, you were a shop owner and a Drive client for a number of years, and you know what it's like to get together with like-minded shop owners who are more advanced in their business and want to discuss items and subjects that are pertinent to your business, and getting together with those guys.
It's not just that. It's the combination of the breakout sessions, the specialized training, the networking, to being able to run things by other shop owners. Maybe you find things out that somebody's doing in one area that will apply in your area, and then sometimes you find outside the box kind of ideas and things. I mean, we've seen so great things come out of this. I've learned different ways from shop owners when they're conducting interviews for hiring, to marketing strategies, how to increase workflow, production, new accounts. I've seen many times where we go into an expo and somebody says, hey, have you checked out this company? They're nationwide, but I've got them in my local area and they pay good. They authorize their work quickly. So a lot of those things happen like that all the time. So it's really good.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
I will
Speaking
also
of old
say,
timer, go ahead, Erkan.
no, from my perspective too, like in terms of coaching, I I miss these expos so much, and I missed our clients so much. And that I could speak for the whole consulting team here. One thing that's special about, I've been around management consulting for decades. One thing that's special about our company, and I'm not saying it as a team member here, is that there is this really genuine care about our clients. I miss them so much. I want to just hug them and kiss them all because it's been such a long time, really,
That's
because that's
right.
the kind of relationship we have. And also, uh, as you were alluding to, all those, the content that's going to be available, the important information that's going to be available, the learning that's going to take place when you're in an environment where there's so much energy, care, and positivity. I mean, the good results for business and for life is just a natural byproduct of all those. So anybody who's just not able to make it, make everything you can in terms of your planning so you can be in that environment, get rejuvenated, see the people that really genuinely care for you, not only at Drive, but your fellow shop owners. It's just, I'm so looking forward to it. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, now
Hey,
speaking
David, speaking of great operators and clients who have been with Drive for a long time, I just want to do a shout out. Carol just noted that Adam Jadovitz and Ron from Townliner are on watching. Hi, guys.
Kevin
yes,
from Stellars.
Kevin, yes, glad to see all of you over here joining us today. And like I said, we like to give the highlights of the expo, but for those of you that haven't attended the expo, it's not just training and everything else. It's networking, it's training, but there's also some important things that go on at the expo. Now, Thursday is going to be breakout sessions full of different training topics, new ways to look at things. Friday, we're going to have general session. We have some exciting new things that'll be presented by Drive during that general session, plus some great speakers about things that are going on in the industry. Then Friday evening, we're all going to sit together and we're going to come together for what we call our awards dinner. We're going to recognize some of the top shops across the nation for their achievements and what they've done and how they navigated through COVID. There was actually some very impressive stories out there. And there's a lot more of those to be shared too, because I know if Kevin from Stellars is on right now, they did some amazing things out there. There was Dave Bloom. They did amazing things during COVID, not for the community, not for just their employees in their shop, but for their community.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much of this stuff that's got to be highlighted. We want to make sure that people get there. Everybody that did these amazing things, we want to recognize them. And the top shops, of course, we have the Masters Awards. We have the Effective Shop Owner, Professional Shop Owner, Master Elite, Master Elite Sustain. There's shops I know internally. I ain't going to announce any names right now. You have to come to the expo to find out who got those, but we know who's going for them and who's looking good for those awards. And we're looking forward to presenting them at the awards dinner. And then the second part of it is Saturday, we go back into breakout sessions, trade show floors, all that's going to be happening. And then Saturday night, we're coming in with a theme dinner. And the theme dinner, this year's theme is going to be the 50s and 60s, everything 50s and 60s over here. So get your costumes.
That's near and dear to my heart.
Well, I'm sure, Bob.
Hey, David, over the 25 years that I've been involved with the Expo and having been to over 30 of them, no one ever said that the Expo, that gathering, was boring or weren't glad that they came. I mean, it is always exciting. It's always fun. It's so, as Erkan said, rejuvenating, and you just get that bump. Because I know business is tough. I know owning a shop is tough, and I know how isolated and alone you can feel sometimes. And thinking that this problem is unique to you, and then you discover at an expo, holy cow, someone else has already tackled this one and has got a solution for it. And,
Yeah, well,
it's just great.
Not just that, but like I said, you get all the training. We have the awards, the theme dinner, the excitement. You get re-energized about going back and fixing things in your shop and taking your shop to the next level. But I want to take a minute and talk about one thing. I know Bob and Carla, Erica, all of you have seen this. How about the friendships that you make there with fellow shop owners? I have friends that I've met at an Expo before, and we're now lifetime friends. We talk to each other all the time on the phone. We've been on vacations together. We've done different things, but it's these type of friendships that you beat, because really, when you get a friend that's in the same boat you are, dealing with the same struggles you are and everything else, and you overcome those struggles over time, and your shop runs good, that friendship means a lot to you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And you go
I
visit
don't
their
know.
shops.
I don't know how many times I've gotten people to go, oh, thanks for making me come to the expo, and I'm glad I'm
Right.
here. I'm glad I make it. I made it. It's just they are so happy to be there. And if they've never been an expo, it's hard to put into words what happens. But the best thing is almost like a family reunion without the bad
Yeah, with a family you
uncles,
like.
without your bad uncles, only the good part of the family. That's kind of like the feel you get, just like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in so long. It's just great, And like I said, it's been 2 years now, and it's even more of that. It's like, yeah, you see them in Zoom meeting, you talk to them on the phone, but it's just not the same as, being together and, even talking silly stuff or just having a good time and laughing and telling jokes. It's so different than, a serious Zoom meeting. Then you just do your business and move on,
Yeah.
One thing, we've been talking about the expo and everything, but let me give a few details for all of our listeners. The expo is going to be August 25th through the 28th in Orlando, Florida, at the entrance of Universal Studios. So it's even family friendly. You can bring your kids with you. There'll be activities that you can do off expo hours, or even extend the vacation a few days and take your kids to Disneyland or Universal Studios that's right there in Florida. But we're right there. We got special room rates that are applied to the Drive clients there. I mean, they're really extraordinary good room rates for in today's economy for hotel rooms. Now's your chance to, like I said, in the chat links, you can see the driveexpo.com. You can click those to register to be there. If you are a Drive client or have been a Drive client in the past, this expo is completely open and free for you to attend. If you're not a Drive client, but you want to attend on it, click the link. We'll have somebody call you and we'll get you set up to be there. I mean, there's just so many things there, but also at the same time, it's not only that, it's what I call the industry event, because at Drive, what we try to do is bring everybody that can help grow your shop together. That's software companies, shop management companies, digital vehicle inspection companies. We're talking about banking systems. We have banking, Santander Bank will be there, what does equipment loans and like tow truck loans. We've got it just keeps growing, Bob. I don't know. I know we're pushing up to over 50 vendors and they just keep coming in. So the vendor hall is going to be really exciting this year.
Well, they know how powerful this thing is.
Yeah, but the big thing on it is this is where you can get everything for your shop handled over here. If you have one of these systems and you need training on it or you need advice on it, we have the players there so you can visit with them, see what they got that's new, or see what they needed, what you need to do that you may having problems with. It gives you a time to talk to all the people in the industry, and it's one of these events where everybody here that we bring to this expo is there to help your shop get to a better condition.
And it's so rare to get this many shop owners under one roof. So that's an incredible advantage for the shop owners at an individual level, because you're going to be meeting with like-minded people who are going through the similar struggles that you're going through.
Yeah.
And then, for all the vendors out there who are coming, I think they're making the smart decision, because they're going to be talking with decision makers who are, really there to improve their shops. And we are there, as our mission indicates, just to help them improve their lives. So it's a win-win. It's one of the best investments any shop owner can do with their time and money. It's going to be an event that's going to be important for all of us to attend. I'm going to reiterate that how much I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
You also get to find out what Drive has been up to lately. Yeah.
I was gonna say, we can't give out too many details. You gotta come to the expo, but there's gonna be some very exciting news and releases and things to help you better your shop at this expo, and stuff that we've been working on for a couple of years now here at Drive, and we haven't had a chance to present them in an expo form. So it's gonna be, I just can't wait. It's gonna be exciting to see all the stuff that's gonna be released.
David,
And
as a shop owner, I mean, what was your experience like attending these as a shop owner? Like, maybe that will just give some idea to
Well, I'll tell everybody, this is a unique thing. My first expo, I didn't know what to expect. I showed up, we started doing some management training and everything, but what I have found is after the first couple hours of the expo starting, we started networking, meeting new people, new shops, hearing different stories. And before you know it, we were involved with everything to do with the expo. I mean, it was okay. It was one of those things, like, it relit the fire and your passion about your business. You can get down in the dumps and you can find it hard. You're focusing on just trying to keep the business going and everything. And you can get what I call stale. It's just kind of letting the motions go through. The day by day activities happen. Then you go to this expo and you start hearing all these things and these different ideas and learning all this new ways to do things. And it all clicks. You go back to your shop Monday morning, energized. Your crew, in a lot of cases, will come back and say, "What happened?" And then a lot of times, I know with our crew, every time we went to an expo, we come back, we told them we were going to an expo, and they're like, "Okay, we'll get ready for change on Monday," because they were ready for us to come back and implement changes. But it was all positive. I mean, the crew, when we came back and started putting these things in place, our crew started getting more efficient. They started working together more. The shop became more operational at a quicker time. And these are ways to accelerate yourself on getting operational.
yeah. David, I'd like to circle back to the awards dinner and just how inspiring and heartfelt the stories are that you hear from these shop owners who overcame hurdles and obstacles and made their way to a level of mastering their shop. And my gosh, some of those stories just bring tears to your eyes.
Well, there's no doubt about it, Bob. I've been with Drive as a client and now working with Drive for several years now. And the stories you hear from what shop owners went through to achieve that operational stage to get to those master awards or that master elites and stuff. Like I said, there's this stuff isn't made up. And the problem with it is it becomes real to so many other people because they're going through the same struggles.
Yeah.
And it's an enlightenment to say that, hey, if that person can make it through it, I can too. And
This
I
is
know
so inspiring.
And I know that's one of the biggest motivational factors. You hear what some of these other shop owners have been through and where they got to and how they got through the eye of the needle, how they got through it. And then you look at it and say, I can do this. I can get through, I can make my shop better. And then, as we see, they come back next year to the next expo, or next time we see them at a Drive workshop or something like that. And their stories of what they accomplished in that is just tremendous. And it's inspiring. That's why I do what I do here at Drive, is I like helping people. I like helping this industry, and being able to hear the stories and see where people were in just a short time is amazing in its own case right there.
Yeah, plus
Yeah.
what they're able to do by achieving that level of operational and success and getting involved with things that are so important to them, the things like Dave Bloom gets involved with and the other shop owners get involved with and helping people. It's just great.
Yeah, like I said, I guess it's one of those things you get bit by that bug, and you just it just becomes a part of you, and that's the thing about it is. But you know, the friendships, the training, the awards, getting to see other people highlight it. I really like that. I like to see the other shop owners that have made those moves out there and done extraordinary things at the shop, and it's a great time to acknowledge them for that. We have master panels, we have discussion panels, we have industry topics, and we're looking at different ways. I ain't going to give away too much yet on this, but there may be, if you're looking for a technician, there may be an opportunity to recruit.
Yeah, hey, don't give away any more on that, David. Yeah, but the master panel, you brought that up. That is so well attended every time.
Yeah,
the Q&A session.
Yeah, it's basically an open town hall meeting where you get to ask some of the top shop owners across the nation, what did they do to overcome different things? And how would you handle this situation? At Drive as a consultant, I know Carla can say this, you could probably tell somebody 100 times what needs to happen in their shop. And then they go to the expo and they come back to you and say, oh, Carla, I know what you meant now.
Right, or I decided to do this.
Yeah, it's like, man, I feel, somebody told me blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh yeah, I've already told you 100 times, but you didn't hear. No, but one thing you said, David, is true. And that is, I think it's the combination of the awards dinner, being with everybody else, the masters panel, everything makes them realize that they can achieve their goals. Because many times they get beaten down. They had a goal, they get beaten down by circumstances, by COVID, by employees, by not finding employees, by keeping employees, and all of the above. And when they come to the expo, all the combination of talking to people, all the activities, the workshops, and seeing that other people have done it and have been successful, it kind of rekindles those goals, and it makes it and what's the word I'm looking for? It makes them want to, they're revitalized and they get new energy to go for them, because it makes it possible again, in spite of everything they've gone through.
Sure, rekindles that purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very powerful.
Yes, like I said, all we want to do is get the word out. This is the event you don't want to miss. And look, if you are trying to figure out, how do I do this? Or how do I afford to do this? Or how do I get my shop set up to make it to a point where I could take off a few days? This is why you talk to your consultant. Be honest and open with your consultant. They'll help you figure out how to get things set up so you can be to this expo, because you don't want to miss this event. And it's going to be the thing that may take you to that next level quicker.
Yeah.
And that's what we're all here for.
When you talk with your consultants, they'll give you an idea and put out a roadmap together for you. Between now and Expo, we have about 10 weeks or so. If finances are your concerns in terms of affordability, what is it going to cost really to get you there? And what do we need to do in the next 10 weeks to make sure that we make more money than that to put aside to do that? Because that's going to be the biggest and the best investment you could do for your business. It's going to pale when it comes to the return on that investment that you will get by coming there. But don't take our word for it. Let's just put a plan together for the next 10 weeks to make sure you make that money and create that availability for you to come there time-wise as well.
And I think another important point, David, we did a survey years ago and found the number one thing that was missing out of most shop owners' life was they weren't having fun. Well, I guarantee you, they come to the expo, they're going to have fun.
Yes, it's not just training and classroom exercises and stuff like that. The event's made to have fun. and, you know, to build networking and just remove yourself from the frustrations of the day-to-day shop life and put yourself in an environment that you can have fun and learn and everything at the same time. So that's one of the things. Now, just we're coming up on our time. It's funny how fast a half hour lasts on Facebook Live here, but stay tuned to the upcoming Facebook Live events. We're going to be bringing on some of the vendors that'll be at the expo. They're going to be coming and talking about their products and what they're going to be bringing to the show and all that. So we'll have vendors coming on. We'll have more guest speakers about the expo. Look, it's in August 25th through the 28th, Orlando, Florida. The links are in the chat. Click the links, get registered. We want to see you there. That's where we want to see everybody in August in Orlando. So
Yeah, and I think Aberdeen Automotive is going to be joining you next Friday.
yes, we have Aberdeen Automotive joining us next Friday, and then we'll have in the weeks coming up, I know we'll have Easy Pay Finance, Stinson Tamanon, and many other vendors. I believe Full Bay is on the list to attend Facebook Live. So we got a big lineup for Facebook Live leading up to the expo. So like I said, this is a big event. We don't want you to miss out on it. We are looking forward to seeing you there. And you know what? Enjoy the weekend, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
See you at the expo.
See you at the expo.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.